Just to talk about the national team, as everybody knows, we are 8-1. We lost one game to Senegal, which we thought that the guys played very, very well. Senegal is a team that went and brought all their best players. And I thought that we played a very good game and a well-planned game. We just couldn't come out with the victory at the end. But because of that loss, I thought the guys responded very, very well. And we ended up even improving the next two games. Instead of just winning them, we dominated both games. And it just shows a lot of character of the team. So now we've put ourselves in a position where the national team is one game away from making the World Cup, which is a place that if you asked us 2 years ago, even myself, I could have told you guys that it would take a lot longer. But it just shows the talent and the players that we have. And now South Sudan is recognized worldwide when it comes to basketball, internationally at that level. We recently made a contract deal with MTN, a 3-year deal with MTN to be on the logo of the jersey. And I will address that at the end, what we plan to do with that relationship and that agreement with MTN. We, as a federation, we are going to sit down with all the local associations, the state associations, and we would discuss with them what we can do together. And that's something I will address also at the end. I wanted to talk about Aru, Dr. Aru Ramadan Chan. Aru, if you can just stand up quickly. Aru is right there. So Aru is our Deputy Secretary General right now. And Josephine Francis Chol, if you're here, I'm not sure if she's here. Yes, Josephine is right there. Josephine is our Deputy Secretary of Finance. And the reason why I'm pointing them out is because, as you guys know, in the past, the Federation, it's not a secret that we've had some inside issues that we've been battling and we've been trying to fix. And I always told you, the media, we would not hide anything from you guys, and all questions are always on the table and are always welcome because it's important that we address it. I think in the past 3 years or so, me, myself, I've learned a lot. There's been a lot of people that I need to give credit to that have been helping me. The Central Equatoria guys, I think, for me, I've learned a lot. Coming in fresh, I think there was a lot of stuff in here with basketball that needed to be fixed. There's a lot of relationship that needed to be fixed. And me coming on, I didn't know about, and I've learned a lot. And, I've learned how to operate, and hopefully in the future we could operate better. We just we just met with the president, His Excellency. He welcomed the team. We had the opportunity to talk to him and talk to him about what we can do going forward. As you guys know, His Excellency expressed the need of a basketball stadium. And that will be a conversation that will be going back and forth. But the plan is for us to have a basketball arena. We'll see how long that will take, but that was in the conversation. For me, personally, I think that you don't need a big arena yet. I think that every state needs to be helped and basketball courts needs to be built there. But that's something that we will discuss. I don't think we need to be flashy or show something crazy before we spread it and have basketball courts fixed elsewhere. Now I just want to talk about what we are going to meet with the state associations about. First, as a federation, we plan to fix every court, at least one court in all these states. I think it's the biggest issue. As a federation, we've we've ordered some basketball rims that will be shipped here to Juba, and after that we'll go to every state and try to fix those courts. So the state association guys that flew all the way here, we've been communicating, but we'll spend this month or the next couple weeks sitting down with them and trying to see what issues we can help them with. I think there's a number of things that we can help, but first we want to start with fixing the basketball courts and see, what the budget will be, the budget that's needed for every state, and that's how, our first step going forward. We are also going to sit down with the Central Equatoria Federation and talk to them, association, and talk to them about the Women's League. We plan to start a Women's League next month. To begin with, it will be 8 teams in 2 groups, and 2 teams will make the playoffs from each. The women will be provided with uniform and shoes, and just like we did with the men's league, the MVP of the game will be given awards. Teams will be provided with some funds, but we will take it very serious, as it's not just a league that we just throw to throw. It's a league that we've been trying to plan to do, and I think it's time now. So with MTN, so we agreed for 3 years, but what's so great about it is we've been pushing the local companies here that are making so much money out of South Sudan to invest back into South Sudan, and MTN picked up and answered, and I think other companies can also still help, not just the federation, but if you're about basketball, anyone who comes up to us, if there's anything that we can do and partner up that can help in other states, we'll take on that mission. So just, MTN is giving us this chance to sign a contract with them, but what we will use this money for is to fix these courts. And to go back in the beginning, when I came as the president of the federation, I said that the national team was the driving force to the growth of basketball in South Sudan. So for me, everything that I just said, I wanted the players to be here. They are here sitting among you guys. But I want them to know what they are doing, because without winning, whether we like it or not, without winning, all this support would not be possible. And I said it from the start that when you win and you show and you display the national team, now they will come in and help the game. And I think it's the same with every other sports right now that needs help and they are not being helped. It's just the nature of the business. People like to associate themselves with winners. And I want all our players to know this. They are the one right now that are bringing this in. By them winning and by them playing together, I know for years they wanted to help, but this is what you guys have done. And I want them to be held high, because when we show pictures of these courts being fixed and they are going up, just know that this would not happen if we didn't go and we won as a national team. First of all, the MTN deal is a 3-year deal. I need to allow MTN to speak about that contract as we are finalizing it. I don't think it's right for me to mention any numbers until they are, comfortable with the situation and want to mention it and then go forward. But it's a 3-year deal. To talk about the Secretary General and the Secretary of Finance. So we know that it was too many. It just wasn't allowing us to move forward. I think in the beginning, when I took over this, being the president, I really didn't envision that direction, or working with individuals that had other intent beside working together. It made it very difficult for our office, where some things were being done without the knowledge of myself. I received letters that had my signatures that I did not authorize. and so on. So I thought that for me to move forward, I needed to make it very clear that it just cannot move forward. And I know that, I've read a lot of report because the issue was taken to social media. I never spoke a word about it, but I felt like it was very disrespectful, and it wasn't the right way of approaching things. And I was going into meetings and trying to organize things with people that was intended to work with the federation or people that wanted to speak about the success of the national team. And it was always overshadowed with the issues that are going on in South Sudan. And it was just taking away the light from my players and what they were achieving. And it was making it very difficult for me to even communicate with other people in other states or even here locally, because it was always addressing an issue. And I've never been a part of an environment a working environment where that would be successful or that would move forward. So for me, after the last tournament, I made it very clear. I wrote the letter and I wanted to address it because for the longest, I've been trying to approach it the right way and I stayed out of the way, but it just would never go away. And those individuals kept operating in the name of the federation, and it's given people so many misleads, and it just doesn't look good for the federation, and that's why I stepped in. And as the president, I wrote that letter, and I wanted actions to be taken, an investigation to go forward. Now the investigation committee have been slow, or they've been held. I know that they are still going through the process and through the work, and for me, I said it from the start. I'll wait for the results to come out, but I stand with what I said before. I will never work with those two individuals, and I will repeat it as many times because I know what my intentions are, and I know how we are going to go forward, or everybody working together. If it was the case for them to be put back on and to work, I would step down, and I've been very clear about that. And moving forward, for me to do my job and what I would intend to do for basketball in South Sudan is now my passion. It's been my passion, but I'm very driven by it. And it's something that I will seek until I know that all the kids here have an outlet and a platform to have an opportunity and a chance. Because at the end of the day, what we are doing here is for the youth. No matter what we do, we are using basketball as a tool for the youth. So if we can operate together and work together for the better of that, then there's no need to go forward.
I'm sitting here right now in front of you as the head coach of the national team. Last year, the experience in Rwanda, starting with Afro Baskets with a great young group. Never could imagine being in this spot right now. The hard work, the perseverance, the spirit of our group, the courage of our group, of our guys, of our young guys, it's been amazing, the growth of these young players, and doing it in a short period of time is the most difficult part, but we put it together, window through window from Afro Baskets until now. So moving forward, this thing is only going to take off because of the character of our guys, but the guys that we can add, just the all in all, man. Being a part representing South Sudan is one of none. I'm so very humbled to be in this position of leadership of these young men. They do a great job every day. Attention to detail, just the discipline, just the focus, just competing every day with that fire and that desire is one of none. And like I said, to me, it's a duty, it's a privilege, it's an honor to be a part of this. I take nothing for granted, These guys have helped me in my personal life, just knowing that, the family, the brotherhood, the connectiveness that we have in this national group is only going to get stronger. And with the leadership of Luol Deng as being the president and the spearhead, the sky, I always say this, the sky is not the limit, it's just a bird's eye view, So we're a young country, We have a lot of talent, and the country better get excited about these group of guys because, you know, we're visioning the World Cup. That's one thing on our checklist, but there's many other things to come. You know, the Olympics are coming around, and I'm scratching at that. I'm just eager and intrigued to come back every year and get better and help these guys move the needle forward. So, you know, this is just the start. We're scratching the surface. We're gonna get better and better, and this thing is growing and it's moving fast. And I couldn't imagine being in this position right now, but it's happened so fast. It's only been a year, and now we're here. So, one win away from the World Cup. Who could have said that 2 years ago? Nobody had that in their mind, and we're living that, and it's a true testament to the hard work these young guys have put forward day in, day out, coming together in a short period of time to make things work, to have a connective collaboration of guys is great, and I couldn't coach a better group of guys, and I'm so thankful. So.